Monsieur with the Review Journal.
Hello.
How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Before you start, I'm extremely excited to be up here. I've been out of football for a year.
Yeah,
So,
I was gonna ask you about that. Was there ever any consideration that it was it, you were done, or was the plan always to come back?
Nah, so the goal always was to come back because I knew immediately as soon as I got hurt, especially with a leg injury, 32 years old, been in the league 11 years, people immediately assume, oh, that's it. He's a D tackle. He's older, knee injury. Will he be able to come back? I love when people count me out. I'm from the south side of Oklahoma City, the 405. It's not very many people that do what I've done. I'm not talking about the success of football. I'm talking about just lasting this long in the NFL. So, I've been a fighter my whole life. So it was nothing but another fight to me.
I know obviously the Raiders are offering you an opportunity here, but what specifically about the Raiders drew you here?
Well, I believe that this team is going to catch a lot of people off guard, and there's a lot of talent in this locker room. And defensively, what I can bring is just my leadership and experience, more than just what I can do on the grass, what I can do, on the side while guys are learning in the meeting rooms, outside of the building, just teaching guys how to be pros. I always believe there's a difference in being a professional and a pro. When you get drafted, or whether you don't get drafted, undrafted, free agent, whatever, once you sign a contract in the NFL, you're a professional. It doesn't make you a pro. Being a pro is how you approach every day, how you prepare, how you watch film, what do you do when times get tough on the field, what are you eating, how are you learning how to be successful in this league? That's what I believe is being a pro, and not all professionals know how to be pros. So my experience, I can help a lot of the young guys and even some of the experienced guys, teach them how to really be a pro more than just a professional football player.
Did you get that right off the bat, or were there mentors for you?
No, I had to learn that. Davin Joseph, who went to Oklahoma, was a Pro Bowl guard for Tampa. He's one of my mentors. Tommy Harris, Warren Sapp. It's crazy because I played against him twice a year, but we trained together in the offseason. Is Drew Brees. He's one of my main mentors who taught me how to really be a pro.
To Sean Reed from The Athletic. I know you've obviously been around the block for a while, but what's it been like sort of jumping into a new team kind of in the middle of training camp and just to a new scheme?
It's excellent, man. I just love the game. And I wasn't away from the game. I just wasn't in the building. NFL does a great job with the NFL replay, and you can watch the coaches' film. So I was watching film. Last year I could. So, I can watch it in the building now, so I don't need that. But I was watching the film, whether it was Dallas or Tampa or whoever. I was watching the actual coaches' clips instead of, the game, because I just love it. And I said, if I plan on getting back into the game, I need to make sure I stay sharp with what I'm seeing, what I'm looking at. And then I got a lot of friends around the league that I talk to when I'm playing. So when I wasn't playing, I really could talk to them like, hey, I seen this. You need to be doing this. I seen that. How about you focus on this? Try this next time. It's just because that's what I love doing. I love the game so much.
Hey, Gerald, I know it's preseason, but it's game week.
Listen, I don't have my glasses on, so if I'm squinting, it's because I really cannot see you. But I'm trying my best, I promise.
It's all right. I know it's preseason, but it's game week. How pumped are you for Saturday?
Just knowing that a game is coming up and I'll be on a team is excellent, man. I'm just so blessed to be here. Like, every day I walk in this building, when I would go out on the practice field, I always would say, thank you, God, for allowing me to be out here. But every day I walk in this building, and when I walk on that turf, I just thank God so much for allowing me to be back in a building, because you never know. As much as you want to fight to get back, somebody has to give you an opportunity. It doesn't matter how much you believe you're ready or how much work you put in. Somebody has to give you an opportunity. And the Raiders did that, and it's such a blessing. It's a privilege to be here, and it's a true blessing. So I'm just excited for it all, man. I practice, going to film. Who likes going to meetings? I'm just being honest. Nobody likes going to meetings. That's the roughest part of the day. But I'm like skipping the meetings. Like, I've been out of football. I can't wait to get to meetings. So everything that's, that involves preseason, the game, next week versus the Rams, this week, it doesn't matter. The lifting, all of it. I'm loving all of it. And I've never, ever, anybody who's known me knows I've never taken this game for granted. But now, for sure now, since I was out for a year, I got a completely different mindset.
How much more? Go ahead.
You said there's a lot of talent in this room, especially defensively. The numbers didn't reflect that last year.
Yeah.
There were a lot of reasons probably for that. What are you seeing? You're a student of the game. What are you seeing on this defense, and especially that defensive line?
So much very explosive players, and guys who just need to fine-tune some things. And very little things that I've seen since I've been here that I've pointed out, guys are saying, wow, I never thought about it like that. And you can already see it. I don't know if y'all watched practice today, but have you seen how that D-line was rushing today, how they've been getting after the offense? It's very little things. And I'm not saying I have something to do with that, but what I'm saying is when you get a vet that knows the little nuances and, give little tips and keys to help with whether loosening your alignment, tightening your alignment, when to use this move, what you see, where's the backfield set, what is the formation, what does the tackle give you, is the guard patting his hip, where's the quarterback's foot, how to get off, okay, if that quarterback, is his knees rocking out, do his knees turn in, little things, the difference in being a pro and a professional.
Where do you think you fit in, with all that as far as on the field, or does it sound like is that even secondary to just being back and being able to be a mentor?
Man, listen, I'm not worried about none of that right now. I will be on the field at some point, and whatever reps they give me, I'm going to give this team everything I have. But right now, since I'm not practicing, I do individual, I get my reps, working day by day to get back in. My job is to be a coach right now. So every phase that I'm in, I'll be doing that. Right now I'm coaching, getting my feet back under me, and then when they say, hey, Gerald, it's time to get reps, then I'll be a player coach. And then step by step, when it's opening week, now it's go time. So I'm just taking it day by day. Thank you.
Do you have a timeline on that then? Like when you want to be part of the full practice and getting out on the field?
Nah. Whenever they say I can go, I'm going to go.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you good.
Sorry, Adam. Back to your appreciation of being back on a football field. What was it like being inside of Allegiant Stadium for you?
Oh, it was so dope, man. The greatest thing about that stadium is that it's grass. You expect you go in there to see turf, and then you get grass. It's like, man, this is excellent. Because that turf it's tough on your knees, and you go to some stadiums, turf is a little thick, and it's different. But in that stadium, man, it's a great place to play football. I'll just say that.
What about the enthusiasm from the fans after missing last year? It was almost like they provided a game-like atmosphere for everybody. And to hear them getting revved up, 13,000 fans, there's 61,000 plus when it's filled up.
Yeah, you can, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but the four most historic franchises in NFL history, Packers, Dallas, Pittsburgh, and the Raiders. That's what I say. So to have an opportunity to be a part of one of those organizations and to see how the fans are when they show up for just a practice, I cannot wait for the first preseason game all the way to opening day. Because opening day, I can only imagine what it's going to be like. So I'm extremely excited.
You commented on the defensive line and what you see with these guys and helping to coach them. On the other side and what they're working against, a young, retooled offensive line, what are you seeing with the progression there?
Well, I'll say this. These guys are fighting every day. And today's practice, regardless of what was seen from the outside, what I seen as a player who's been around a lot of football teams and a lot of different players, a lot of different talent levels, and I've seen a lot of football in my time in the NFL. Today, I believe this team really got better. You hear coaches and teams say, yeah, we got better today. Well, days like today where you come out, your body don't feel great, coming off an off day, you're a little sore, and you're trying to push through, the team today didn't feel great, but you could see guys trying to bring energy. You could see guys pushing each other. You could see the O-line pushing the D-line rushing the O-line. Everybody was pushing each other to go harder and get better. And I believe today this team really got better. So these guys are fighting daily. And on the offensive side of the ball, man, they putting pressure on the defense every day.
You talked about, being a mentor, teaching guys how to be a pro, all the lessons that you can teach. I'm sure your status helps to kind of come in and have a assertive voice in the room, but how receptive have you found some of the guys to just taking all that advice and trying to use it?
Extremely receptive. Guys are, you always, like when I was with the Bucks, I had no choice extra work, when I was like established and I had been there for years. When the rookies came in, I told them, you don't have a choice. Before and after practice, we getting extra. While I was with Carolina, I offered it, guys came. When I was with Dallas, I offered it, guys came. Same thing here. I'm saying, hey, I'm going out early. We're going to get extra hand work, work on our footwork, our timing. Guys are showing up. After practice, I do extra. Guys are showing up. So they're being extremely receptive to everything that I'm saying. But more importantly, what I'm trying to show guys is before you can lead, you have to follow. So, a vet come in or vets on teams, if you give a scout team look, you don't expect the vet to be the guy to give the look, right? You expect the young guys to give the looks, move the bags, do all that. What I try to do is be the guy who's moving the bags, be the guy who's giving the look. Because if the young guys can see, man, this vet, he been in the league all these years, made all these Pro Bowls, he's still giving the look. He's still trying to help guys. Why can't I do it? And that's how you come together as a team. That's how you grow as a unit when your leaders are showing how to be a great follower before they lead. And then the young guys, they just come along, and that's how you build a team.
That's all good? All right,
Last one
thank
for
you.
me real quick, Jared. Some fans on Twitter are giving you some slack about your number.
I will be 93. Is that better? That's a part of being a leader, man. You don't just come in and snatch up somebody's number. Like, let some numbers become available first. Like, Frank, I could be 61 in preseason. Oh, but Monday Night Football. Yes. Great day.
Everybody, I'm good. How are you?
Deshaun Reed from The Athletic. Obviously, you've been lining up a lot of traditional end throughout training camp. We saw you kind of roaming around a little bit today on the edge. How have you kind of adjusted to adopting both of those rules so far? Okay.
I mean, today's my first day playing something like linebacker, so it was just kind of I'm gonna get in where I fit in type of situation. So wherever Gus or the coaches thinks that I'll be the most successful or I can help the team the most, throw me in there because I'm gonna play.
Regardless of where you're lined up, what do you think you bring to the table?
Traditionally, like in the past in my career, I think what I brought to the table was just being like a really good pass rusher, really good hands, really good understanding of the QB in the pocket, like understanding the pocket and stuff, and just a dude that's ready to play.
Malcolm, it's typical for a rookie to have kind of that aha, welcome to the NFL kind of moment. Have you had that yet? And if so, what might it have been, or just your thoughts on this?
I would say most definitely just like O-lineman. Like I want to say the quality of O-lineman is so much different than college. Like in college, you're kind of going against like kids that are just like you. Here, it's more like you going against professionals. So you're going against people that actually work on their feet, actually work on their hands. A lot of them move like just like heavy set basketball players. So a lot of them have good feet. And on top of that, good hands, and they're strong. So
obviously, that changes what you have to do to combat that and deal with that. Do you find yourself, refining things because of what you're now going against?
I mean, coming off the draft, like you haven't played football in so long, especially me coming off like an injury. So I feel like I haven't played football in forever. So it's kind of like I have to kind of tap into my mind of the things that I'm actually like. The moves that I did in college or the moves that I know are successful against people or how to game plan against certain linemen. So
When When you ask coaches who's really stood out to them, maybe who's been a surprise in camp, it's pretty much all of them have said you. Have you paid attention to that? Have you heard that? And what does it mean for you to kind of build the confidence up that people are noticing what you're doing?
I mean, it's always good to always hear like coaches say, like you said now, but I'm more focused, tunnel vision on like playing Seattle and stuff like that. So I'm just ready to hit the field and try to make plays how I did in college. So.
You mentioned Seattle. I know it's preseason, but it is game week. What are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to really like no more run around on the QB, not touching the QB. Everybody's live, just getting back to football. And also, I got some old teammates that play for Seattle.
What were your first impressions of Allegiant Stadium and the fans?
My first impression was when I first came up here for OTAs. I drove past it. I was with a family at the time, and they said it looks like one of those like what do you call it? Like one of those Roomba, yeah. The one of those like automated like vacuum machines, and it kind of made me laugh. But going in, it was surreal. Like the last practice that we did, it was a surreal moment. Just come from Buffalo, where you have a track around the field. We took down one of our bleachers, so it was kind of like you got a U shape, and then get into that, and it's like a real deal stadium. So.
Getting acclimated to Las Vegas, and I know you're here during the offseason. I'm sure that gave you an opportunity to settle in, but are you settling in?
Yeah, I'm still settling in. It's a beautiful place. I mean, it's hot. I'll tell you that. It's extremely hot. But and going to your car after practice is like a death sentence. But other than that, it's a beautiful place.
Malcolm, you talked about the stadium, but being in there and having 13,000 fans for a practice. Have you thought about personally, the first time experiencing 61,000 plus inside that place?
I mean, when I first ran out, it was kind of like, wow, it was like kind of like a sit back moment, like, oh, I'm really here now. But once practice started and the plays started flying, I mean, I kind of had tunnel vision. I was more focused on, I mean, it was a little loud with the crowd noise and stuff, but other than that, I was more focused on like football and practice, the things I had to do.
You're about to experience your first NFL crowd, though. Is that something you're excited about? You're just ready to just get in there and hit a quarterback?
I mean, I'm more ready to play, but I'm kind of worried about my mom because my mom doesn't like sitting in seats where she likes to be heard during games, so it might be a problem for her. So, yeah.
Have you had an opportunity to talk or work with Gerald McCoy at all this far? And if you have, what have you kind of picked up from him?
Say that again?
With Gerald McCoy, have you talked with him or picked anything up from him?
Yeah, just kind of like his sense of the game. Like with a lot of older guys, not only him, like Yannick, Max, just kind of like being a sponge with those guys because they had success in the league. So just kind of like sitting there and just being like, they say something or something's going to look like what something's going to look like on like Sundays, stuff like that. So just kind of just taking notes down and just being a sponge.
Anything else? All right.
All right.
How has this offseason gone compared to last year? Obviously, there's a lot of challenges, a lot of weird things happening. How's it going for you?
This offseason has been going really good for me, actually. There's still some things that I got to work on to be, the best that I can be, but it's definitely helped having the offseason compared to last year. We only had training camp and stuff like that, so I feel like I'm way ahead of where I was last year.
Hey, John, it's Tashawn Reed from The Athletic. The coaching staff has talked a lot about your physical improvement this offseason and how well you performed in the weight room. Why was that a point, or when did you discover last season that needed to be a point of emphasis for you this offseason, and how do you feel about the growth that you made in that area?
Well, I feel like playing offensive line, you always want to be stronger and faster than your opponent. So even last year, I was working as hard as I could in the weight room and stuff like that. But I just, like I said before, I just always want to get stronger or be better than I was previously. So I think that had a lot to do with why I took more of advantage of the weight room, pretty much.
How do you feel the line has been coming together? It looks like you guys came in well-conditioned as a unit from day one, just firing off the ball. I mean, it's just a lot of energy. Greg had said that, you know, having the offseason and having the facility being able to train together as well sort of has built that, and everybody's been sort of leaning on one another.
Oh, for sure. Having guys like Richie and Denzel, and even the guys in the past, like they would just help you and stuff like that. And I just felt like the chemistry, even from last year, was just we all like gelled together. It don't matter if you're a first string, second string, third string. We all want to help each other to be better and the best that we can be. It's a lot of competition in the room, and it don't really feel like it. We all feel like brothers, and we just try to be the best that we can be every day. So I think that has a lot to do with why we gel together and just we're all just ready to improve and just be better, best that we can be.
Last year, you heard nothing but echoes from your sidelines, the other sidelines. Sunday, 13,000 fans are in there, and then, you know, you're looking forward to your first home preseason game with a lot more. Just the anticipation, the excitement of being inside the Legion with fans.
Oh, it's like the amount of fans that came just for a practice, that was insane. I'm just so glad that we can actually have fans in the stadium this year. So I think we're all pumped about that, and we can't wait for it to be full.
How much pressure do you guys feel as an offensive line, or maybe you individually, for people are saying, well, the offense was great last year, but you got rid of these veterans on the offensive line. How will the line perform? Do you hear that noise? Do you feel that pressure? Do you guys talk about that at all?
I don't really think it's any pressure. It's more so just us sticking together and being one unit and getting the job done. As long as we can execute our plan and do what we got to do at the best of our ability, I don't really feel like there's any pressure on us. So.
You guys all set? Okay, thank you, Justin.